Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is our take. We are your host. I'm Ocean.
I'm Taylor.
And ladies and gentlemen, we got a episode for you guys on Netflix's number one movie as of right now. It's number one on their top 10. We're going to give you our take on Netflix's original Extraction 2. This is a sequel to the Netflix original Extraction that came out in like 2020?
Something like that.
I think it came out during COVID because I think I remember watching it during COVID.
Yeah, I think 2020.
Yeah. Starring who, Taylor?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yep, that's it. That's all we got, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
That's all you need to know. Chris Hemsworth.
But for real though, every other actor in this, I cannot pronounce your names because they're very difficult, except for Idris Elba.
So yeah, Chris Hemsworth, Idris Elba, and then just give us the character names for the other people, and I'll throw their pictures up because they're at least the female is recognizable. Yaz sometimes, maybe some people might, but
yeah. So character, I'm assuming you're talking about is Nick Khan, and then there's also
she goes by Nick.
Ovi Mahan, Ketavan.
What is
brother,
their brother's
the
name?
brother is Yaz Khan.
Yaz, right?
Yeah.
Nick's brother is Yaz, and then what are the two brothers from the bad side?
Ovi was one of them.
Yeah, and then I think starts with a Y, right? Yeah, Reba or something.
I don't see anything.
I'll throw the picture up. I know his face at least. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's your guys' cast. Sorry, we're bad. We're gonna have to start taking some language lessons so we can pronounce.
Bro, these names are
these people's names.
kind of crazy.
I mean, they're Eastern European names, so we're gonna might need to do some lessons. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll do this in traditional fashion as always, starting with spoiler-free content. I would say that I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I honestly wasn't expecting much, just because Netflix's originals as of late have been a little stale, in my opinion. Like their action originals, I should say, they've been a little stale. And I enjoyed the first one, but I didn't think that it needed a sequel. So with that in hindsight, I was pleasantly surprised by the movie. There's some really solid things about it. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a 10 out of 10 movie by any means, but I enjoyed it, and it was it was a good watch. So, what about you, Taylor?
Yeah, I guess I kind of agree with the action films that have been coming out, at least that we've been watching here on the show. This is another one for me where I don't really care for it. I do love seeing Chris Hemsworth do this type of thing, and I hope that he continues to. I think he's done better in other stuff, which may or may not be in the future. As far as his action movies that he's been in, outside of Marvel, obviously, is what I'm talking about. But overall, I honestly don't even really remember much from the first one. I just know that I like to see Chris Hemsworth do cool things. Happens in this one. The action in this is over the top, which is pretty standard for the Russo brothers, which this is another project of theirs. And a former movie which we watched, which was The Gray Man, I thought was pretty mediocre at best. This is basically, to me, this is the same. I think it's slightly better just because it's different characters and stuff. But on its like fundamentals, it's literally the same.
I like the story better than Gray Man.
The story in this to me is like almost non-existent as much as it is in The Gray Man. I just happen to like the characters in this better. The super tactical crap is cooler in this, never gets used. There's a lot of like Call of Duty like things in this, which is cool, but done worse. So Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's a typical
Yeah,
Netflix
I'd
action
say
movie.
it's one of those movies that if you're looking for some just mindless entertainment, not expecting to be blown out of your socks, but you don't want you're at home, you just finished cooking dinner, and you're looking for something to put on that you can kind of just zone out to, just zone out to beautiful Chris Hemsworth messing
Doing
up a
cool
whole bunch of
stuff.
dudes and doing a whole bunch of cool shit, and I think
That's basically it. Yeah.
serves its purpose. Okay, scores. Out of 10, Taylor, what do you get? What are you getting with this?
Kind of sucks because I don't remember what we gave the Gray Man, but I'm gonna go with a 6.
Yeah, I think I'll go. I think I'll go one step higher, 7, because there are a lot of moments where I was like, "Oh, that's super cool." A lot of cool guns, a lot of cool stuff in there.
That gets used horribly and
Yeah, so I'll go 7.
incorrectly.
I'll go 7. Taylor's giving it a 6. Taylor, do you think it's worth watching? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you got nothing to watch, you just hop on Netflix.
What would you watch over this? Like, what is something that has come out recently that you would say if you haven't seen this
That's
yet,
come out recently?
Yeah,
I have no idea off the top of my head. I give you a ton of older movies I would watch over this.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, yeah, pretty much any of the classic action movies, obviously. But I don't know. I don't have an answer to my question either.
I just have no idea what's on there.
Yeah, it was just a question that I asked because I was like, I don't know. It sounds like
but something that come out recently, no idea off my head. If you gave me a minute to look at it, I could tell you. But
yeah. I mean, for a movie and TV show review channel, we're not very good at remembering what's come out recently.
I mean, I see so much random things.
Yeah,
It's like it's hard.
We watch so much stuff too that sometimes we just don't.
I mean, I flip through like 4 or 5 different streaming services. Then there's the theaters. Like,
there's a lot. It's hard being a movie review channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard. Not really. It
just takes a lot of time.
We get to watch a lot of cool shit for fun. So, alrighty. Let's get into some spoilers, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen the movie already, it's on Netflix. So you guys can go check it out. I think it's like just around 2 hours.
Yeah, right around there.
And it's worth the entertainment. I will say it's pretty graphic. There's some moments in there that are like, oh damn, that's gnarly. So just be prepared for that. But other than that, I mean, it's a lot of cool action. So go check it out, and then join us back for while we talk about the spoilers and talk about all the cool stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to serve as your official
spoiler alert.
All right, let's start with the main actor. The reason why everybody watched this movie, because Chris Hemsworth is Chris Hemsworth. Even if the movie sucks, and even if it's not the best story, best whatever, still Chris Hemsworth on the screen doing Chris Hemsworth things, and it's great. What I will say is that I was like, when the first Extraction came out, there was less Thor stuff out. So I think it was pre-Ragnarok. I think.
Yeah, I gotta imagine. So.
I think it was pre-Ragnarok. So like, what I wanted to see when I was watching this movie is was I just going to be watching Thor do stuff with guns, or was this going to be a separate character that Chris Hemsworth was able to portray well enough for me to be immersed within the story? And I got to say that, like, I mean,
have you not watched a lot of his stuff?
Yeah, I have, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I just, when I think Chris Hemsworth, I think Thor. Like, it's just,
I mean, that's understandable, but like, he's done many other roles that's not Thor.
I know. He's Thor to me, and that's just what I think of when I think of Chris Hemsworth. So, anytime I see him anything else, it's always just the comparison that I make, or the way that my brain works. Is like, okay, just don't be Thor trying to play something else, and he didn't. I think he did really well in this movie. The action was insane.
Okay. He's done other roles better.
What are some of the other roles do you think that he was better in that are similar to this?
I mean, similar to this would be like 12 Strong,
Yeah.
Red Dawn.
Yeah.
I have things that are not similar to this that he's in that I liked, but it's completely different than this kind of movie. So
I haven't watched the new Red Dawn in a long time. It's so sad.
He's badass in that. It was really sad.
Like, honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I love the original Red Dawn. Like, the original Red Dawn is one of my favorite movies of all time because it's Wolverine. It's a classic. Like, it's OG. And it was really sad at the end when the two brothers die, you know, and they're holding each other on the bench in the snow, and like, it was a really sad scene. But man, in Red Dawn, the remake,
it was fucking savage.
Oh my god, because it was just like
out of nowhere,
just, and it was like you weren't given any time to deal with it because they immediately had to go on a chase,
right?
You know, like they were getting chased. So, but just standing in the doorway and just like, oh.
Right when he's about to say something.
Yeah, right when he's just about to say, I don't remember what he was going to say, but I know it was like something heartfelt or something. But oh man, like that got me. Even though we all knew it was coming because he had to die. The brothers have to die, otherwise it wouldn't be the Red Dawn. Like, even though we knew it was coming, it still, like, that got me pretty good.
I love the original and the reboot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the new one.
But he's great in that.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. But I don't know. When I think Chris Hemsworth, I just think Thor. So 12 Strong is a really good one though. That's actually one of the movies I chose for my.
I know.
Oh. Really?
I saw all the options and I picked everybody's immediately.
Huh? And you what?
Like I knew who picked what immediately.
I tried my best to give a diverse selection.
It's predictable.
All right, whatever.
Every single person was predictable.
Whatever. All right, back to the movie though. So,
but I mean, he's fine in this movie.
Yeah,
it's not as cool as I was hoping, but
really,
he's still cool, but it's just not. I wanted more. Really? He's basically
more than what he gave us.
He doesn't do that much.
Dude's hand in half, like. That was gnarly. I've never seen that before. That
was unexpected, yeah.
But I was like, oh, God.
But a lot of the issues I have, too, with this movie stems from the fact that I don't remember a whole lot from the first one. Mm. And so, well, even if I did, like, for example, who the fuck are these people? Like, their backgrounds.
The Georgians?
No. Like, all the main people.
Nick and Yaz and stuff.
Yeah. I understand all the villains and everything in this.
I don't know either. I think that, and it's the same thing. I don't remember from the first movie. Like, I remember the general plot line and, like, kind of what happens and how it ends.
I remember what happens, but I don't remember their backgrounds.
I think that they are, like, prior service that he used to serve with, and then now they're basically arms dealers.
That's weird. Okay.
I could be wrong.
Because in this movie, they're portrayed as Chris Hemsworth is playing this fucking like secret spy agent dude.
Yeah.
And then the sister is the handler, and then the brother's just with her because he's her brother.
Yeah.
But their equipment and their level of like
training
training is like they perceived as like CIA level, you know.
Oh, way more than that, dude.
But what actually happens in the movie is like a bunch of fucking idiots walking around that don't know what they're doing and using. Because I'm gonna imagine. Did you like the prison break scene?
The prison break scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
The entire portion of the movie.
Yeah, I liked it mostly because of the technicality aspect of it, because it's one continuous shot.
Yeah, it's one very shaky shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 21 minute action scene, basically. So
yeah. A lot of people, I imagine, really love that, which the idea is very cool. Uh-huh. And everything else that happens afterward, I promise you, it's all in Call of Duty. Just go play those games. It's a lot more fucking cooler. They go in there with one plan, and it's not even a full plan. It's literally, we're gonna fucking wing it. We'll do it live, which I get it, jokingly.
Sure.
But in this context, it's like, you don't do that. You're breaking into this fucking, basically like a gulag.
Yeah.
And even the Russians, I had problems with their portrayals too, like the guards and stuff. It's totally fake. They would have shot everybody. But they had zero plan. They're like, hey, we're just going to send you in there. Good luck. We'll meet you over here, all the way over here behind this one little door. That's their plan.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like what I get from just his character in general, because he's the guy that is able to get people out, basically. I don't know. Like when you need somebody.
Well, so a character can be cool and be able to adapt to any situation, right? Sure. But in this situation, the Prison Break specifically, he literally just ends up having his plan fail constantly. And he's just like, oh, I have no, like he literally, I don't even know why he feels this way in the moment. Cause it's like, dude, these are all like convicted murderers that were put in here that you know are going to kill you. Cause for some reason they all know who he is specifically. I mean, I'm sure there's a general idea, or maybe they get told like, here's this American, kill him or whatever. If he's an American, I don't know. He is, right?
I don't think
his
so.
Character? No? Okay. Whatever his character is, this guy, kill this guy. But it's like, okay, having to identify this one guy is kind of in the middle of prison's a little sketchy. But I don't get why he's like so frantic this entire time during the prison break scene, because it's like, dude, you're the only armed person in this prison.
Yeah.
And they're like running at you down this hallway. One bullet will literally take out like 6 of them because they're running behind each other. It's like, and then he walks into this room after he gets trapped again. And then there's a whole bunch of dudes just sitting there. And he's like, oh, get back.
Yeah.
Immediately I was like, bro, just shoot one. They won't even touch you. But he gets into the scuffle, almost fucking gets like his shit stolen, and then shoots a guy. And then they back away. I was like, when you walked in the room, you're the only guy with a gun.
You can't just walk in and start shooting motherfuckers.
What do you mean? They're all murderers. You put them in there, basically.
I mean, I don't think he directly put them in there,
but he had a play in the part of those gang members being put in there, right?
I don't think so. Did he?
Because aren't they all related? Isn't that the whole point of the movie? Is that they previously had conflicts with him in the first movie, and that's like, so they're the same gang rival members that are in that prison, which is why it's so fucked for him to try to go back in there and get the sister out just because of the jackass like husband or whatever.
See, I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think there's any connection between the gangs in the second movie and the first movie. Because the first movie,
how is there no connection if the sister cartel members, well, family that she's attached to, are not the same as the first? I mean, I don't know because I don't remember the first one.
Yeah, I don't.
That would
don't
make
remember,
no sense why they bring it up
either.
This much in the second movie.
But so he was married to Mia, who is the sister of the blonde chick.
Right.
Right, and the blonde chick was married to one of the Georgian brothers. And
the Nagazi family.
Nagazi, yeah. I don't think the Nagazi are part of the first movie.
Yeah, but wouldn't they be the rival? There's multiple gang cartels in that prison.
Yeah.
And they are the rival cartel of that. I imagine the same one that was in the first one.
I don't think so. Because doesn't the first one take place in South America?
Yeah, but this is also a Georgian cartel in Russia at this current time.
I don't remember. I don't remember. This
like
is
the Mexican cartel are in the United States.
Yeah. I mean, you could be right, but I don't. Like my gut is telling me that they're not connected. My gut is telling me that the first movie was a completely different. Because I don't remember the bad guys being white. I remember the bad guys being like.
I mean, they're not
South American or something.
They're not white in this, but
okay, Caucasian or Eastern European. My bad.
Because some of them are definitely not.
No. Some of them.
It's just a cartel.
Eastern.
It can be a mix of people.
True. Family.
It's the fucking Nagazi family.
That was so funny. It was so funny. They're like, he offered them something that they couldn't refuse. family. I was just like, oh, guy, Dom Toretto. That's hilarious. Yeah. I don't remember. Maybe one of our viewers can clarify for us. But.
Yeah, if it's not, then again, it's just bad writing. Like, because everything that happens in this, it's like you're supposed to care. Well, I don't care about this character's entire movie, but you're supposed to care about this fucking family of the sister of your ex-wife who hates you.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids make sense, but the kids are okay. The daughter is totally fine. I understand the daughter. The fucking son, which I guarantee in Extraction 3 is going to be a fucking problem, because as soon as he comes on screen, future problem, guaranteed. There's no reason why you would introduce a stupid ass son that is like weirdly like conflicted within himself at completely random times, because he'll run away and be like, oh, I'm going back to the Nagazi family. Wait, let me think about it. While these people get shot. Yeah, I don't know, bro. What do you think, Uncle? Come back to
your mom.
Dude, just fucking die.
Mom or uncle? I don't know.
Obviously, you should have stayed with your mom because she was the only one actually looking out for you your entire fucking life.
Yeah,
and your sister. But yeah,
when you're a kid, you're drawn to your dad, and you're drawn like. I get to a certain extent his conflictions. I do think that there were some parts where it didn't make sense for him to be conflicted in that moment. Like you said, the scene where he runs away from the family and then he just like stops halfway between Yaz and
well, because that's the thing, like, right? You don't generally do one extreme thing, and then like backpedal, and be like, wait a minute, should I be doing this?
Yeah, so
that moment would have been before you ran off.
I don't agree with that, like that specifically, but I do understand his conflictions. I understand.
And his dad's like, a fucking murderer and a cartel leader, and
but
tries to kill his mom multiple times. Probably beats
Stockholm
her.
Syndrome, dog.
So
Stockholm Syndrome. There's many examples of sons that you crave your father's approval and your father's favor so much that you're willing to turn a blind eye to all of the bad things they do. I mean,
so future problem.
So I agree. I think he probably is going to turn into a future problem, which.
Well, he already is later in the movie.
Well,
but
he's the only reason why this movie is 2 hours long instead of 45 minutes long.
Yeah,
because they got them out, they got away from the prison, they got out, they got the whole family out. But the son decides to do the stupid thing and text his uncle from this insane sat phone thing.
Right, which is another problem I have, because like these people are, again, like these super secret agent spy people, right? So the kid goes and he's like, oh, I'm hungry. He's like, cool, I'm going to be a nice guy and go grab him food.
Sure.
Why wouldn't you immediately come back to the phone that you were just using that's like really classified, a lot of information,
probably costs a lot of money.
Probably encrypted. Just opened by this fucking kid on the plane, which for some reason there's no like some kind of security code thing.
Probably just didn't lock it. Probably left it. You know how you like.
Yeah, it's like an iPhone.
It was an iPhone. It just had
it had this fucking massive encryption device looking thing on it, but. He just leaves it there, never comes back, doesn't even question, because he went to grab him food, right? So you would think somebody grabbing him food comes back and is like, oh wait, the kid's gone and my phone's gone. I wonder what they could be. Doesn't even fucking remotely cross his mind. And the entire plane ride, he just calls his uncle, has a little thing, sets up the whole thing,
and he holds on to the phone too.
Right.
And at no point do we see Yaz looking
like,
for
bro, I know for a fact you couldn't have been a prior service anything doing that.
No.
That thing leaves your sight, you should immediately be freaking out like, where the fuck is my shit, bro? Because as soon as I have to turn this in, what are you gonna do?
As soon as I have to turn
What are you gonna get the CIF? Like, I lost my super secret iPhone.
I think we just have PTSD from CIF. Bro. I think
that's the thing. It doesn't matter. Like, even if it's like, I don't know if it was military, law enforcement, doesn't matter. They're probably all similar. Where you have to turn your shit in at the end of the day. Yeah, there is no way you are not questioning where that shit went, which is the whole thing. Like, sets up the whole story, like you said.
Because without that, it would have been over.
Right. It would have just been fine.
Yeah.
And so it's done. But I mean, obviously it sets everything up. So it's like, okay, We get all this like crazy action shit, which is cool.
Yeah.
The sister and the brother, I still like. I just hated them the entire movie because it's like
the kids.
They look the friends with
Oh really? Okay, Nick and
because they seem so useless throughout the entire movie, and even at the end when they kind of do stuff, they do it like really bad, so they almost die every single time. In fact, every single time the sister does anything, she almost ends up dying.
Yeah, she gets stabbed.
So, like, again, I don't know what you're supposed to be, but you suck at your job clearly, and you shouldn't be putting yourselves in those situations.
I don't think they were meant to be frontline operatives. I think they were meant to be like. I think they are supposed to be like like a QRF kind of thing, or like, okay, we just come in to get you.
No. That's not what QRF is. Let's not mistake that. So, if the case, what you're trying to say is they're meant to be just like a overlooking fucking
Overwatch
manager level thing. Yeah, that's not what QRF is though. QRF is
you're right.
Literally fucking hard hitters that are supposed to be able to save your life in whatever situation it is, which is the same thing that Chris Hemsworth is supposed to be. But yeah, so throughout the entire movie, like I just they look cool. I'm not gonna lie, like everything you look cool.
Everything looks amazing.
But the fucking Georgian cartel members were more tactically sound than the fucking super secret operative people throughout this movie. And it was confusing to me. On top of that, I don't believe a single person wore a fucking helmet in this movie. And it makes sense for some characters. Yeah, they did that. Yeah. But that makes sense for the cartel members.
Sure.
But these whatever they are does not make any sense. I know. Look, I know Chris Hemsworth is not going to wear it because it's Chris Hemsworth. He's the star, and you need the hair.
Yeah.
And he looks great. And like I said, they look cool, but it's like, how am I supposed to fucking believe this if you're running around?
To the layperson, they don't know that like how instrumental helmets are.
Like you should have died many times in this, and they almost die a lot of times, but
yeah, I mean, Yaz dies. And
one thing that was annoying in this movie is, as cool as all their gear and weapons look, they stop using them 30 seconds into any fucking conflict they get into, and it ends up being a hand-to-hand thing. And they don't do like super cool, like fucking, I don't know, Cobb McGraw, like John Wick shit. They just do like your basic stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have that much hand-to-hand combat, you might as well put in the work to make it look extra, you know?
Dress it up a little bit.
Otherwise, just have the cool shooting stuff. But they don't do it very often.
They do a little bit here and there. The one thing that I just kept, like, it didn't really detract from it, but the whole time, every single time I saw anybody really hold a gun, except for a few people that just had regular old, like, Kalashnikovs, like every single gun was nice as shit. Like,
oh, hell yeah, dude!
Like insane.
Bro, everybody in this movie was rocking some Gucci ass looking shit.
Like,
and it's cool.
Gucci. There was a UMP at the end. The guy on the roof. There's a guy on the roof that had a UMP.
They gets fucking wrecked.
That was like, and it was cool to like watch him reload it because I love the UMP reload.
Speaking of guns. It was cool. I love the character, and he's just a side character, but the big dude, loved seeing him. Dude, looked awesome. Carried a fucking 249, I think.
Yeah, it was
with a belt of like 10 rounds.
Yeah, because he shot, and then he's like, ugh.
And he did, which makes sense, right?
Sure.
But it's like, when are you ever going to be carrying a 249 with a fucking belt of 10 rounds hanging off the side of it?
Maybe he just shot all of his ammo already.
But if you wanted it to be lighter, you would be carrying these fucking Stanags to stick in that bitch, which are stupid, but like it works. Where's the box, bro? But I love the character though. Like I just loved him being so fucking huge, and then he gets.
I loved that there was
the one scene where she actually does well.
I loved that there was a clear distinction between the styles of the good guys, or I don't even know what to call them.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really good. They're
not really.
They're just there. But
the protagonists,
not clear villains, because they're
not good people, really.
Yeah, they're definitely bad, but you know.
But then like I like that there's a clear distinction between the styles because the Chris Hemsworth guys, they were very like black,
All black.
black, everything kitted out, super fucking nice. Their offensive strategies were mostly around guns and around movement, and then the juxtaposed to that was the Nagazi soldiers that were very like camoed and brownish, greenish colors.
Yeah, they were very militarized.
Yeah, and I really liked the costume design for them because it's exactly what I would expect from a paramilitary gang organization that doesn't have like perfectly uniforms.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're like, you know,
it's a high level like organization because they're like very militarized,
right?
So they're actually, I mean, they're pretty uniformed, but it's just like,
but there's enough variation between one soldier to another that it doesn't feel like I'm watching a country's military fight them. You know,
right.
I know that it's not.
It's more just the militia,
and they're very hand to hand oriented. I mean, every time like somebody on their side runs out of ammo, they just like throw their gun away. They don't even think about reloading. They just throw their gun away and like pull out an axe or a knife or something and try to fuck you up with that.
I mean, they are cartels.
Yeah, but that's I like that. I like that there's a very clear distinction of that. Like example, the big guy, the juggernaut looking dude. Once the axe. Once the 249 ran out of ammo, he threw it away and pulled out an axe and tried to kill people with an axe. Like that was I really like that. I really like that they stuck with that theme throughout the movie, and kept it going. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, a lot of the costume design and everything is really cool.
Dude, there's so many cool guns in this movie.
There is a lot of really nice stuff.
Okay, so you're obviously way more knowledgeable about recognizing specific guns than I am. Like I know your real basic stuff. Obviously, in the beginning, like the prison scene, is your standard AR and whatnot. But in the building scene, is that an AR-10 that he was using, or is that Chris Hemsworth's character Tyler Rake? Because it looked like the mag was a lot wider, so I was thinking either AR-10 or like is the 458 SOCOM, is that a longer bullet?
Yeah, it's a bigger round. It's a little chunkier, but I mean, I didn't
really catch that one.
Paying attention enough for that, just because everything else was like bothering me so much. There's just other shit going on. I just
noticed it in one frame because
I thought he uses a pistol mostly in the building.
No, when he's like outside the building, when he drives the car up and then they're like in that courtyard when the helicopter crashes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's that scene, and then I noticed it when they went after that. They went back into the building to get up to the roof, and he like clears a room, and it sounds like it's silenced, but there's no suppressor on the actual gun itself, and that's when I was like, that doesn't like the sound didn't match what I was expecting. So then I looked at the gun because I wanted to see if it had an integrated suppressor within the barrel, and I didn't see that, and then I noticed the larger mag well and the larger mag, and I was like, oh.
Which would make even less sense.
Yeah, which should be way fucking louder. So I just was wondering if you picked that up on it too.
Yeah, I never really, which is something I usually do pay attention to, but
pretty good at that.
This movie, because it had so many like things that bothered me, I'm less focused on what I like than what, you know. Because like in John Wick, I could probably tell you like, I noticed this blah 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 blah. Yeah. But in this movie, it's like, like what is going on right here? Like almost the entire movie. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's like cool action stuff that happens, but it's just so many like little things that it's just irritating to me that I wasn't paying attention to it.
No, I get you because that's exactly how I feel about. The ending sequence of events when Tyler Rake calls the dude calls Tyler Rake, and then he's like, "Oh, meet me at the church. Let's finish this shit." Yeah. First of all, in my head, I was like, "Why do you even care?" Like, this whole movie, you've been like, "Oh, I don't actually care. I'm just getting paid," and like There was no like catalyst for him to actually care about the kid. So whatever. But then he went to the site and he does this like super secret ninja crawl through the grass thing, which
to pull out a grenade launcher.
Yeah,
and sniper dude. Yes, like fucking 250 meters, bro.
Well, yeah, that's like, where I was.
I know it technically is capable of doing that, but like,
no, there's no way you would have that pinpoint accuracy. And the biggest problem I had, which was it's just a horrible inaccuracy, was the split second shot of where it's supposedly him looking through the reticle of the MG, and it's like a zoomed in picture of the dude's face, because he's 250 meters away. And I don't know if any of you guys have actually aimed down the sights of one of those things, but I have, and there's no zoom. Like it's not a zoomed optic.
Do you tell me you don't play Call of Duty, bro?
And even in Call of Duty, it's not a zoomed optic.
Hey, you can ADS with the fucking grenade launcher.
Yeah, but
you hit the left trigger and it zooms, bro. You don't know that's how it works in real life? Come on.
Not that far. It was like he's 250 meters away, and then you got like a full frame view of his face in the reticle. No, sorry. And that point, that kind of broke immersion for me a little bit, because I was like, oh my God, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean,
first of all, look, dude,
I thought he pulled out a sniper. Like, I thought he pulled out.
Because that's the dumb part, right? It's like they have random bits of things that are correct mixed with things that are completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you crawling up this side of the hill to get this? It makes sense, right? It's super secret, nighttime, spooky. Yeah,
he's trying to get into
bump in the dark night thing. Pulls out this fucking NVG scope. Okay, still makes sense.
Cool.
He's just getting a fucking vision of what the hell he's looking at.
Yeah.
Spots the dude. All right, let me stand up, pull out this grenade launcher, and whip it. Like, come on, dude. Because it would have made much more sense to have him use a sniper, shoot the guys one by one, and pick them off, make his way, and then. But I guess they just wanted to be different.
That wouldn't be big and splashy though.
Which I will say, because they do use the grenade launcher quite a bit in this movie. Yeah. Which I actually appreciate, because most movies you see them and they don't use them,
or they like fire one shot and they're done.
Right. Like, instead of just you can still reload them.
And he used multiple types of rounds too, because he used
he had like gas,
explosive,
smoke.
Then he used gas to smoke them out, and then he used like the frangible airburst rounds,
which is cool. So it was nice to see that, which that happens just frequently throughout the movie. Cool stuff. Interesting, and then like really stupid things.
Yeah.
Although I actually liked the villain though, the brother.
I did too.
I thought he was really cool. Like I don't think you're the actor I'm thinking of, but I mean he seemed familiar, but I don't know if it actually.
I don't know if I know him from anything else. I mean, he's one of those actors that if like you were like, oh, he's this from that, then I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I can't think of anything that I've ever seen him before.
Yeah, but he was really cool though.
Yeah, I liked him. It was a great portrayal of someone just breaking mentally. Like it was a great portrayal of you just being like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm all in. Like I'm not stopping. You know, like
and I liked his
there's no rationale to this. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna think about it from a different perspective and come up with a different. It's like, nope, you killed my brother. I'm gonna rip your throat out.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of the characters that were in the Nagazi family, I thought were really well done. Like even the guy that he ends up shooting, the uncle. Yeah. I thought he was a great character. It makes a lot of sense for me, or for him to like him to exist. He's like an older, like more wise person that's within the family. He's the one that
runs the day-to-day operations.
He's like, look, this is a bad idea. We shouldn't be doing this. Like,
yeah, we're hurting our big picture of the organization by chasing after this.
Which would also make sense for the brother to be like, no, I don't give a fuck. We're doing this. This is what my dad said to do, so I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to fucking annihilate whatever I can. And then I liked that all the fucking like soldiers for them and stuff, they're just like
just ride or die.
Whatever you say, we go.
And I love that, because I don't know, for you guys I would have been like, what? You want me to go? All right, let's go.
Fuck it.
What car we taking, bro?
All right. I just thought that was weird. Like I liked the the bad guys in this.
Yeah.
But the good guys, again, they're not really like good.
No, I don't think we can call them good guys.
Yeah. But those guys, like I thought they were really bad. And I thought it was weird for that to be the case,
Yeah. Yeah, because typically they put more effort into the protagonist in order for you to connect with them more. Yeah. What do you think about the obvious open-ended ending of there's going to be more?
Well, they already announced Extraction 3.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh. So before I watched this movie, they had announced Extraction 3.
Did they announce that pre-launch of this movie or post? Or is it because
I feel
this
like
movie
Chris
did
Hemsworth
so well?
said it when this launched, I think.
Okay.
Because I think he was talking about, he might have had done like an interview or something.
Yeah.
When it premiered or some shit. And he was saying that while they were finishing the filming of this one, I think they had already talked, did the talk for 3. So
okay. I don't know.
Future problem.
Yeah.
Extraction 3.
I mean, I could see it being the boy. I don't know. I love that Idris Elba is in this.
Vin Diesel's coming. Oh, I totally forgot about Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Love Idris Elba.
I love Idris Elba.
He's barely in this, but I just love him.
Yeah, I just love him as an actor, as anything he does.
Especially love him in action things because he's just so cool.
Have you ever seen Luther?
Luther.
It's a British crime drama.
I have not seen it, but I do remember seeing the cover art for it.
They did a movie on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, and I haven't watched it yet. I really want to, but they did 5 seasons of a TV show called Luther on whatever British whatever. But it's incredible. It's an incredible TV show, and I highly recommend you watch it. Because Idris Elba is phenomenal in the TV show.
Not surprised.
And it's a really good TV show. It's like did you ever watch Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch one?
I think I've only seen like a couple.
It's similar to that in like in that it's like it's very British. Like it's a made for British TV series. So it's on Amazon BritBox. Do you have BritBox?
No,
it's like an add-on you can add to Amazon.
Is it free?
No, it's like $7 a month or something like that. I accidentally forgot to cancel my free trial, so now I have it. Yeah, Paramount situation.
Yeah.
So now I have it for a couple months, but it's really good. I recommend watching it to all of you guys as well. It's an incredible TV show. I really want to know all of your guys' reactions to the season 1 finale, because it's probably one of the most like when the first time I saw it, I was like, holy. And there's a lot of episodes in that show that I had a lot of like, oh my God moments. It's really good. And
I should check it out.
And there's a movie on Netflix that I want to watch. And so his character in this gives me very like post Luther vibes. Like if Luther were to continue his story arc, he would end up in this kind of situation. So I'm
it's pretty neat, actually.
Super stoked to see him in this movie, and I'm interested to see where this goes.
I mean, if you got Idris Elba in here for this one,
oh yeah.
If you don't bring him back in Extraction 3, and I don't see Idris Elba dripped out in this fucking tactical gear, fucking people up, you are wrong.
You are wrong. Yeah, I agree. We'll have to see though. I don't know what the timetable is for Extraction 3.
Probably a year or 2.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it wasn't what we were necessarily hoping for, but hopefully it opens the door for more and better things in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just want more cool stuff in the third one. But
they do a lot of cool stuff in this movie. It just doesn't. It's not executed well, I guess.
There's just certain things that are just missing that are very fundamental to this whatever they're trying to like show or tell me on the screen. And this seems to, I mean, it was kind of the same way with the Gray Man too.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know if this is just I think it's Joe Russo that did the screenplay. I don't know if this is just his type of thing, because I have not watched Citadel, his Amazon show.
I do want to watch.
All I know is it doesn't. I don't know. To me, it doesn't look. It looks horrible, but it looks like this / The Gray Man is like the same thing. Except that one's more. That one heavily leans into the spy espionage thing. But yeah. So I don't know if this is just his way of writing, but it's almost there. I mean, at least what I would want to see for an action thing, because I love action movies.
Well, I guess we'll have to see where Distraction 3 brings us. Yeah, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, what did you guys think about this movie? I know all of you Chris Hemsworth fiends out there probably loved it because it's Chris Hemsworth, but
I love Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, well, I'm mostly talking to the females out there that just gawk at him.
Oh, I mean, I do it more than they do, so. Because see, you have to do that on your side time. I do it all the time.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you guys thought about this movie down in the comments below. We appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys for all the love and support. We are well on our way to 100 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. We really appreciate every single one of you that has joined this community and is continuing to watch us and support us. We really appreciate it. Crazy. It is, man. And I'm grateful that we stuck with it, because there are definitely some times where we're like, fuck, like, getting a little shaky, but I mean, it's been worth it. For sure. We put a lot of time into this, and seeing all of you guys has made it worth it. And we really hope that you guys continue to engage with us and comment on things and talk to us about stuff and share your thoughts, your opinions, because we really appreciate that. And if we haven't released it already, keep an eye out on our social media pages for a poll tournament thing coming out. I don't really know what to call it, but
it's just polls for future.
We want you guys to choose some movies for us to review and talk about. So check that out. It should be out soonish. I don't know the exact day that it's coming out, but
I mean, by the time this comes out, hopefully it's already out. Yeah. At least started.
So keep an eye out on our social media for that, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Check out our social media as well as the other shows here on Any Kind Media. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.